Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This time I'm meant to be dressed up as my own original creepy character. There isn't really much to say about this makeup really, other than it was inspired by my Jeff the Killer makeup I did a couple years ago, so I thought I'd take that idea and make something a bit more gory and a bit more demonic. So if you'd like to learn how to recreate this gory, spooky, bloody, teethy madness, that was a mouthful, huh? Stay tuned. So our first step is going to involve blocking out your eyebrows. Now this is a fairly vital step because I am going to be going over my eyebrows with liquid latex, and the most safe way to do that will be to block your eyebrows out with spirit gum first, then wax, then another layer of spirit gum. So I'll pop a link in the description bar below and a link up there that takes you to a video that I did in the past to teach you guys how to do just that, just so I don't have to show it in this video, just to speed things up a bit. So I'm going to go block out my eyebrows. Then I can take some liquid latex and a sponge. Bear in mind this look is going to be quite heavily latex based, much like when I did my Jeff the Killer makeup tutorial. And eventually it is going to cover a fair amount of my face, so I'm going to work down and up, as opposed to applying it all over my face in one go, just so I can work in stages. So the first area I'm going to work in is going to be my nose area, because I want to kind of smooth it out without getting rid of it completely. So I'm going to take the sponge and some latex and dab that all over the middle part of my face, going around my nose and also lightly underneath it. It hasn't got to go too close to your nostrils, we'll work around that later. And I'm going to do that for about 3 coats, letting it dry first in between. So once that's all set down, I can take some masking tape, and working in relatively little strips, I can start sticking that down over my nose, leaving a small gap in between. Fortunately, masking tape sticks really nicely to latex, and I can keep doing that until the nose is a little bit more smooth and less prominent. Then once that's stuck down, I can go over that with some more liquid latex for around another 4 coats. Then I'm going to move downwards onto the mouth, so I'm going to take the latex and apply that going around my entire mouth area. It doesn't need to be too close to the lips because I'm going to be cutting out quite a big segment of it. Then, because I'm going to be cutting a huge amount of this latex out around the mouth, I'm going to start to reinforce it with some more masking tape. So doing exactly the same thing again, I'm going to apply it going around the shape that I want to cut, just so the edges are extra thick, and then I can go over that with another few layers of liquid latex. After that's been applied, I can take some more latex and go over the entire area once again. This time I can take some tissue paper, which I've already separated so I've got the thinner halves, and I can apply this all over that latex, pressing it down and then doing another 3 or 4 coats of latex over the top of that. That way I'll just smooth out the entire area. So I'll just show you one area so you know what I mean. So I'm just going to apply that over the latex, then I can stick the tissue down, press it down, and apply some more latex over the top of that. So I'm going to do that all over the area that I've gone with the latex already until it's nice and smooth. So once that's all dry, I can take an eyeliner pencil. This is a Kryolan face liner pencil. It doesn't really matter too much what you use as long as it makes a mark. And I'm just going to roughly trace on the shape that I want for the mouth that I'm going to cut out afterwards, just as a guideline. Now for this step you've got to be extremely careful. Now you can use dull scissors for this because anything will cut through latex, it shouldn't matter too much. But the point is I'm going to lift off this entire area here, take some scissors, and working really slowly, pulling it really far away from my face, I can just start lightly trimming this away. Now these scissors are quite dull so it's quite safe, just be extra careful on the off chance. So once I cut out the shape that I'm happy with, I'm going to take some more masking tape and I'm going to apply that to the edges all around the mouth. That way I'll have a nice smooth lip. And after I've done that I can go over it with some more liquid latex. Okie dokie, so once everything's dry, I should start looking something like this. So what I've done is I've pulled this bottom area and top area away from the skin, so it's still stuck underneath and on top, but it means I can articulate better. It also means that when I do the teeth, it'll be a lot easier to slot them in underneath the fake chin here. So now I can work on the eyes. So I'm going to take a new sponge and some more liquid latex, and I'm going to go around my eyes, not too far up my forehead, but the point is I need to go around over my eyebrows and connect it to the cheekbone. And I can do that for around 4 coats. So with the eye shape, I'm going to go for a round eye with a very high cheekbone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be building up this entire area here, and it's going to taper around over my eyebrows. So to do that, instead of using tissue, I'm going to take some cotton wool, which I can separate, so I've got really thin strips of it, because it's a lot easier to work with once you've separated it. And with this, I can take some more latex, apply it in the area that I want. In this case, it's going to be the cheekbone, and then I can press down the cotton wool, pull away at the edges so it tapers away, and then apply some more latex over the top of that. So I'm going to let that dry and then do the same process for around 6 more times on both sides until I can build it up so the cheekbone is quite prominent. It needs to be sticking out quite far. Okay, so once you've built up 7 layers, it should start looking something like this. So you can see from the profile how much it sticks out. So then I can just replicate that on this side. So then I can take some more liquid latex and a sponge and just coat around my eyebrows. And then doing the same method that I did with the mouth, I'm going to take some tissue paper that I've torn into smaller strips, and I'm going to start applying that around this area of my brow, pushing it down so that it forms an angry brow, so kind of like a V shape. That's going to take about 4 coats. Okie dokie, so when everything's nice and dry, we'll have something that looks like this. So then I'm going to paint the inside of this mouth area. The reason I'm doing that before the teeth is because it's going to be a lot easier to paint before they're applied. So for that, I'm going to use a Superstar Black watercolour. So then I can work on the fake teeth. So to do this, I'm going to use some regular toothpicks and some more masking tape. And the idea with this is I'm probably going to use around 10 toothpicks on the top and bottom, and I've cut them in half. I'm going to stick them to the masking tape. And I've already filed down the edges of these toothpicks with an emery ball just so they're a little bit more dull, just to make them a little bit safer. So once I've got them to the right length that I want them and I've stuck them down to the masking tape, I've folded the tape over, so I've got a little packet of teeth. So that is going to slip right on the inside of this jawline. Then once it's in place, I can take some Spirit Gum and line the inside of this area here and then stick the masking tape to itself. And then it's just a case of copying this identically again, but flipping it upside down and sticking it underneath this side here. So there we are, nice and pointy. It's kind of like the creature from under the bed in Nightmare Before Christmas. You know, teeth brown sharp and the eyes glowing red. That dude. So then onto the foundation. So I'm going to be using a Superstar white watercolour, and I'm going to apply that all over my face, my neck and my ears. Then I can take that black watercolour again by Superstar and I can colour in the eye shape. I'm not going to go too far out because I can blend that out afterwards. Then I can take my trusty black M.A.C paint stick, which is a black cream, and with that I'm going to go around the edge of this shape around both eyes and blend that colour outwards. Then I'm going to take some Fake Blood by Superstar and I'm going to dab that with a really strong fluffy brush around the edge of this mouth. I'm also going to let it dribble down ever so slightly on the bottom half. So yeah, extra bloody. Then, as I like to do whenever I do a fairly heavy latex look, I'm going to take some black hairspray. I'm going to go outside and spray at an arm's distance, spackle in the colour, really not holding down the nozzle too much. I'm just going to spray around the edge of my face and then spackle it in the middle, just so I get flecks of black, just to 1, break up the complexion, and 2, really dirty and messy up this look. So there we are, once you're done it should look something like this. So not only does it add extra texture to the look, it also makes it look like it's coming out of the shadows, which is kind of a cool effect. Then using a M.A.C fluid line in Black Track, which is a cream that's safe for the waterline of your eyes, I'm going to apply that just in the waterline of the top and bottom sets of my eyes to get rid of any hint of my skin tone. So then I think there's not much else we can do with this makeup, so I think I'm going to go pop on a costume, pop in some contacts, and I do believe we're done. And there we go, that's my look officially complete. So I'll finish the look off by popping in 2 Sclera contact lenses, which I got from ScleraXL.com. They're these fabulous yellow and black lenses. I thought they'd complement the look nicely. Kind of wolfish with this brow. The costume I popped on is from buycostumes.com. I'll pop that link in the description bar below as well. I've actually used this costume a couple times before, but I thought it might be appropriate for this look, so I hope that's okay. For the hair, I just messied it up and sprayed it with some more black hairspray, but I didn't cover it completely because I wanted the green to show through, just so it looked a bit more eccentric, plus it matches the eyes. Obviously you guys can do something different. I think the point is, as long as it looks messy and menacing, you're good to go. And yeah, so that's my makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like it, please make sure to, you know, the usual, like, comment, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye guys!